from being injured on a job, my experience with the company, solutions that everybody wins to, and understanding the cause and effect of both parties. First off, we live in a capitalist society. Everybody knows that. And it's based upon maximizing capital and maximizing work output from employees and creating the largest amount of profits. Not the same for every employer, but let's say for 98% of employers, this is the gig. Okay, so I gotta catch my breath. I feel like passing out right now, but I have extraordinary back pain right now, shoulder pain, neck pain, actually head pain. I've been dealing with head pain too. So here's the deal. When you work for somebody else, you're trading your life force vitality, your blood, sweat, and tears. You don't belong to yourself anymore because you are giving them. My neck is crud. You're giving them this much, but you're getting this much. I don't know if you can see that. It fell down. Let's see if I can find another one. You're giving them this much. Not even. You're giving them this much. Okay. The reason why people keep getting injured so early on, so most of the time people get injured right when they start, but they don't say nothing because they don't know that there's rights available to them. So they just keep going, right? In my case, I told them that my body was hurting, my back, my neck, my elbows. Could I do some lighter work to begin with so that my body can acclimate? You know, you can't just expect someone to be an Olympic athlete for 8 hours a day, professional level power lifter on day one. But that's what these companies expect out of you. And then they wonder why it's a cumulative damage. And I told them, well, do you think I could get a day off and then I could come back? And I know Tai Chi, Qigong, Pranayama. I might be able to heal myself. And they're like, oh no, you either have this job or you don't. I'm like, okay, I'll look for another job then. So I went on, I looked for some jobs. I got a couple people that shot me back, you know, an offer. I applied for everything at the time. That was what I was making, and then more, because what they were paying me wasn't enough to live where I was at, like in an apartment. So, yeah. So, facts, absolute eternal facts. Hopefully not. Because it being eternal facts doesn't help anybody out. It just makes everybody realize that they don't care, and nobody really wants to work for them anyway because they don't care. And more people are discovering the truth about what happens when you get injured, and they're realizing, oh, if I go work there, they don't care. So it's like, why would people really don't want to do manual labor work anymore? Because if they get injured, that's their whole entire mind, body, and spirit desecrated. Like, we create happy chemicals from being able to move our body and stay young. And we create rage chemicals and despair chemicals from our bodies feeling like shit. Okay. So, the treatment, they just want to push pills on you. They're drug dealers. I told him my left side is going numb. Why the fuck would I take pills when my body's sensory is telling me not to move in that certain position? If I take the pills, I'll be moving it. It felt like I was gonna injure something and be completely fucking vegetable on my left side. Didn't fucking listen to a goddamn word I said at Concentra. They're a fucking con. All of the thoughts that I had about that doctor, I won't talk about it on here. But he looked me in my soul. He didn't give a fuck. And then he ends up writing me the lowest. He tried to send me back to work right away. Because he's fucking and sucking the insurance company's dick and pussy. Financially. That's what's being created is wealth. And a lot of karma. A lot of karma. If I didn't care about being here anymore, let's just say that I really felt I was at rock bottom, he wouldn't be alive. Hell no. That's how much rage I had at the time. But, you know, I had faith and thought through maybe there's still a lot of beauty. So I started going hard and preaching, I want to live on the beach. I want to pick the fruit off the trees. Everything else seems despair to me, knowing that after having my body so beaten up, my body remembered what it needed. It remembered what the ancestors had when the men in our ancestral lines were 50% healthier and probably happier than we are. I'm losing consciousness to my brain. I gotta move around, try to get some. It's like some days my body just tells me to rest all the time, but then like I can't do that. Like I have to feel like I have oxygen in my lungs. So I've just been like limp walking and dancing when I can. But after a day of doing that, it's normally like all the energy to want to do anything is like sucked out of my entire being. My body is just like rest for like, honestly, for like a week. It tells me to rest for like a fucking week. Sometimes I'll just overdo it. I'll dance too long. I'll keep pushing because I am getting stronger and longer when I'm doing my workouts of dancing and walking. The job that they had me do was build like 150 to 200 pound racks every 7 minutes for 12 hours. That's fucking Olympic athlete work right there. Like, these Olympic athletes aren't shit. Like, anybody that works a hard manual labor job for 8 to 12 hours, if they went on to be an Olympic athlete, they'd be a fucking Olympic athlete. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Because they don't fucking rest. There's no days off. And you're going into these jobs, these just over brokes that destroy your mind, body, spirit, and they're literally just pissing on you with the financial fractions that they're giving you. Of course, it's going to seed deep anger and vengeance in a lot of people, or despair, and they just can't work anymore because they just feel like if they go to work and they look in the eyes of anybody they hire, they might do something awful to them. So they isolate themselves away from work. But, people that are smart, they keep trying different jobs. Like me, I tried over probably 100 jobs by now. I forget the numbers. Feels like 150 or something. The only jobs I can really do now are the jobs that are flexible, that let me work when I want to work. And hell no, I'm not going to take Social Security. There's no security in Social Security. It doesn't pay enough. Anyway, when you get injured at a job, not only do they not treat you like an athlete and slowly build you up, they don't treat you like an athlete when they heal you. People could work these factory jobs and become strongmen. They really could. But it takes time. And all they have to do is cycle you on different tasks based upon how you feel. Well, this guy's new, so we're not going to have him building 300-pound racks. He weighs $160. We're not going to have him building 300-pound racks all day long right away. You know? And they don't, it said, can you lift 50 pounds? In the interview, I'm like, yeah, I could lift 50 pounds. Okay, well, they didn't say you're going to be lifting it all fucking day long and building a 300-pound rack and then pushing that rack. So they fucking lied. That's why everybody's homeless. Because they got injured at their jobs, and then they got workers' comp, and then the workers' comp shut off. And these drugs and thug dealers started peddling them drugs. Of course, people want to fucking do something. I didn't even have an issue working if my body wouldn't have been in pain. I kind of enjoyed the physical activity. And they had me working so much that I wouldn't have thought of wanting more because I wouldn't have had any energy at the end of the day to get a new job. And that's what all jobs do, is they suck all your energy out of you. Take a second for myself to ease into this neck pain. Yeah, when I do my Tai Chi, my Qigong, my Pranayama, and I get my body lubricated, the pain goes away, and then I do my little building of my body. And then depending on how hard I go, I'm out for 3 days to a week. And I still can't fucking do what I did at the fucking job. And here's the deal. I was swinging a fucking 40-pound sword. It's not hard. Honestly, Tommy from Ashman Athletics was swinging a 60-pound sword. I know I would have been able to swing a 60-pound sword. I know it. If he could fucking do it, so could I. If he could swing a 60-pound sword, I could swing a 150-pound sword. Being a $160, absolutely. But I built up over time. It was a slow and steady increase over 2 years to do that. You know? I dedicated my life to my vision of cutting through depression and the lack of expression that this life allows you to have. When they sit you down in a school chair for 8 hours for 12 years and destroy your body, mind, and your soul to your creativity and the expression that we used to express ourselves as children, with how we moved our body, with how we made noises, and now we're just cold. The circulation, the chi doesn't flow. We might be hot inside, but we're not as... If we would have been allowed to adapt the way that we saw fit as a child, we would be leaps and bounds more powerful. And our energy's health. Yeah, it's absolute factual evidence. If it doesn't resonate with you, you just don't understand the laws of nature. Our bodies are all a little bit different, but they're all pretty much the same. Racism is retarded. So are borders. Borders are for slaves. If you can't travel wherever you want on your home planet, you're a slave. True athletes don't want to fly to a different country. They want to ride their bike or run or jog or skip or ride a canoe or sail a boat. They don't want to be extorted to do so on their own planet. Looking directly into the sun, it warms me. Oh, you're gonna go blind if you do that. I have never gone blind. The days I look into the sun, I have more energy in my body. Days that I don't look into the sun, I can't even fucking... If I look in the sun every day for 7 days, then I can actually do a decent stretching, tai chi, qigong, etc. when I'm mega hydrated. The sun is the giver of life. Everything that we eat that used to come naturally from the earth, that's had its geometry changed by this grocery store bullshit. Fresh fish assimilates into the cells of the body 1,000 times more efficient than food that sits on the shelf. It's just common sense. But we lost our sense of connection to the earth. And I was given the memories of the ancients after my injuries. I was given the dream, the 24-hour massage at the moment. That's what my body needed. Because all my myofascia throughout my whole entire body were desecrated from the job that I was working. That just over broke. That broke my mind, body, spirit. And eventually my finances after I got injured. And then we ain't gonna forget about shit. Because the trauma is who we are now. It's who we are. Once you go through something for 2 years and you're still in pain, you never forget until you can get to a point where you're not in pain anymore. And they refuse to give me the same treatment as an Olympic athlete. Because they don't care. Anyway, Try not to hold on to absolute vengeance and anger towards the system. If you're on here, go back, watch this whole thing. You'll understand how to connect with the strongest version of yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now. I'm just gonna stare at the sun. It's charging me, and I wish to do nothing else. Joy, peace, bliss, eternal ecstasy, unconditional love, and absolute vitality for all of eternity. Don't let anybody tell you different.